Hello, this is Kev.
And Lil. We're discussing relationships in all of its forms and everything in between.
We've been together over 30 years. We've seen some things together and apart.
So if you want to laugh or need advice, come spend some time with Kev and Lil.
Have we met?
Okay. Hey everybody, we're back. It's been a while, but we've had some technical difficulties, but we're back with a new topic with some friends, and we're just gonna have a conversation. There may be some questions. We know quite a bit about them already, but the topic is virtually going to be. We decided on dating with age differences. This couple of my friends here, they've been together, what is it now? 21 years. We'll discuss the age differences. We'll discuss the difficulties at times, I guess, and things that they had to consider. And hopefully you enjoy the episode.
And once again, we're just speaking from experience.
All right. Do you want to start or should I? I guess you're going to put it all on me again. Okay.
Here we go.
No, so these are my friends Hector and Ursula.
Hello.
I used to work with Hector quite a while back. Actually, I used to work with both of them. And, I remember when Hector first started dating Ursula, I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's something. And, but I remember him telling me how into her he was and so on. And, how
She's gorgeous.
How his other relationships didn't measure to this, which, and I go, well, we would talk a lot. Let's just put it that way. We had a lot of conversations back then. But why don't we start with how you met? I mean, we know where, but how did you meet?
You really want me to tell you how we met? Because she's going to deny it. This is how we met.
Deny.
You going to tell the truth?
Go ahead.
Okay, this is the truth. The truth is, where we work, I started a couple of months before she did. So I was still going through training. In the department that she working in, I had to go through there. And when our eyes met, I knew right there that this was the woman for me. No lie. And I saw it in her too. And as I pursued it, we started talking like, I used to do. I was in a marriage already. Let me get that. Just put that out there. But the marriage was really bad. I wanted out, really out. I was with this marriage only because how she looked, and I wanted to make my ex-wife. Yes, I was married twice. I was there for 10 years and I was not happy. That's how me and Kevin met. Kevin was the type of person who'll come to lunch and leave me alone. I'm going to read my book.
He's still like that.
But I went to him and I was like, hey, how you doing? And he just looked at me and go, yeah, what's up? And then I just opened up to him, and that's how we became friends. And then I told him about Ursula, that I met Ursula, and I'm really digging her and this and that. So he's, Kevin. He was like, okay, so what's the problem? I was like, the age. He goes, oh. He goes, well, what's the difference with the age? Well, Kev, I'm 40 and she's 20. And I don't think it's right. But not the way I'm feeling, because the way I'm feeling is different feelings about her. And the way she's feeling for me, I don't actually know how she feels for me, but I can see it in her eyes. And I can see it in the conversations that we're having. Now, the problem that I had with the age difference was I didn't want to feel like a pedophile. I'm 40, she's 20. So it was very hard in the beginning. Do you agree?
She agrees.
She agrees. Siri agrees. I agree. I feel like it was a big age gap, but I feel like we, a lot of people say men do tend to mature a little bit slower than women. So I feel like on a level of maturity, we were kind of on the same level. So it made it a little bit easier. It was, you saw less of an age gap, if you will.
And may I add also, you were also, even though you were 20, you're like an old soul.
That's
you appeared
yes.
not appeared because she's still gorgeous and she don't look her age. I hate her anyway. But she acted older. You could tell she had an old
That's
soul.
what attracted me to her.
And age is only
Because
a number.
when I
Age is only a
asked her,
number.
because I honestly, when I met her, I thought she was much older. I thought she was like 23, 24, up there. And then when I said, so how old are you? She says, she went just like this, 20. And I was like, she said, how old are you? I said, I'm 40. And she went, also. So from there, I knew there was something. Because there was both we had, like we wanted, but that age thing was in the way.
I feel like also when we met, we were both in a place where we were in difficult relationships. I was in a difficult relationship as well. I also had a 2-year-old son, 3-year-old son. So I had already had a lot of experience in my life at that young of an age. So that also made it a little bit easier to kind of connect on, on the same level.
So you guys,
that's another episode. That's for
That's another episode.
That's another
So
episode.
basically, you guys like attracted each other.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
And it attracted me a lot because what she was doing and the caring person that she was. Because like I said, I was in a marriage, and how that marriage ended was I got arrested. Oh, I didn't do nothing bad. So no, he's a bad guy. No. She knew the cops who arrested me, and they arrested me for stealing my own car because the car was under her name, but she didn't know how to drive. But it had to be under her name because I didn't have the credit. You get me?
All
right. That's how we were living. Okay. So I went through the whole process, but you know who was there for me? This one's sitting right here. Only 2 months of knowing me.
Wow.
And I was in Queens and she was over here in Yonkers. This woman right here was on the phone with me and I was in the cell talking to her. And she just kept me calm and relaxed. And what do you want me to do? And I was like, I don't know what you want me to do. Well, I'm on my way there now. By the time they let me go, she was outside waiting for me. Then I still didn't know she was.
She's the keeper.
Yeah, she's a keeper.
Yeah.
Right? It took me 7 years, but I'm glad it took me 7 years because we got to know each other. Because in those 7 years, because of the age difference, it was a big problem.
Right.
I didn't, her age, I didn't know how to act, how to be with a woman that age because of her mentality, even though she didn't act that age, but she was much older. She was feeling like I was treating her like a dad, like I'm her dad, and you're talking down to me, and and I can realize that sometimes.
It's a learning process.
It was
It's a big
learning process.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm happy that we stood together, that this is what, my higher power is giving me. I have 2 beautiful kids. I have a stepson that I call my son. I raised him. He's 25 years old. Like Kevin said, we've been together for 21 years and we've come through a whole lot. We're out, ride and die.
We're gonna get that in a minute.
Yeah.
We're gonna get that in a minute. So I know, because there's that stigma of she's too young for me, or I'm too old for her, or and vice versa. And you guys feeling that way?
Mm-hmm.
Were there other people also letting you know they felt that way? Like, were there family members or they were friends going, oh man, he's too old for you. What are you doing? Or, dude, what are you doing? She's so young. I know I didn't say that, but I'm just saying.
I feel like initially with my family, it was kind of like, okay, are you sure this is what you want? Not necessarily like you shouldn't do this, but are you sure this is what you want? Is he a good person? I feel like with my family, it was more about me being in a better place in my life, in a better relationship. Like I was saying, my previous relationship was not a good one. My family knew that, and they were pretty much like, well, if this guy treats you right and he makes you happy and you guys are, you're respecting each other and loving each other, then they were okay with it. No, there was really no one that was like, there's a big age difference, you guys shouldn't be together. So I feel like my family was pretty supportive.
They were very supportive because that was my biggest fear. And I've always told her about that I don't want to meet your family. I don't know what they're going to think about me. I'm 20 years older than you.
It took him a while
And
to want to come around
right.
to my
And
family.
then when
like,
first day I met her mother, it was like open arms. It was like, hey,
That's wonderful.
welcome. And
I love
everybody.
your mother.
And by the way, everybody
we,
loves
we
her.
might have to call her for a cameo.
Yeah. And everybody in her family opened me with open arms. They didn't see me as that person. I was the only one feeling like that.
Yeah.
Because
I think he was more
And
worried.
your family felt like that too?
My family, no. My mom and dad, no, they loved her. They even told me, you better take care of her. That's how my dad was. She's the one. My dad was like, she's the one. Cuidala. The only people who didn't accept her was my kids. I had kids from a previous marriage, and they were older. And my daughter is a year older than my wife, and that didn't bother me. And my mistake was in the beginning with that was, and I know it's a different topic, was introducing them right away. That was my biggest mistake because my daughter was my rock, and she was becoming my rock, and I thought they were both going to become my rock. But like I said, that's a different subject. But
that subject will take a little more time.
Right, that's a little more time and a little, a lot. Tell me, we'll talk about that. Trust me, we'll talk about that. But no, everybody was good with it. Everybody except me. It took me a while to accept it.
Yeah.
So you were your own burden.
Right, I was my own burden, and it was like, oh my God, am I doing it? But the feelings that I had for her and the things that was happening to me because of her, I couldn't
And I hope I don't bring up a bad subject, but I remember asking you this question years ago, and I always said, "Well, what about her dad?"
Right. Okay. Right. Thank you. Actually, I didn't remember that. I did meet the dad a couple of about 4 or 5 years after we've been together.
Yeah.
And she has her own relationship with her dad, and she brought me into his world. This is who I'm with, and the sense that I got, he didn't like it. He wasn't happy with it.
But then again, I don't think it was, I don't want to say it was necessarily because of the age gap. My dad and I haven't always had the best relationship. He always expected more of me, I guess, as a daughter, as a person. So nothing was ever really to his standard in a sense. So I don't think it was an age gap necessarily.
Okay.
Okay.
So what do you think it was? It wasn't the age gap. What do you think else?
I just think it's just like him not taking the time to really get to know him, not taking the time to know him as a person, seeing how well, he took care of me, how good he was to me. Just not really taking the time to get to know him in a sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
He had his own opinion.
He had his own, right. He had his own about,
or judgments before he
Yes,
actually
yes.
met you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. So, all right. So let's fast forward. Okay. We went through then there was the wedding. I remember the wedding. Actually, I remember the bachelor and bachelorette party.
Oh yeah.
And the wedding.
What happened in Vegas?
Just stay in Vegas.
Then the kids came not long after that.
Beautiful.
Kids that we never planned on having, by the way. We're very adamant about not getting married and not having any more children.
They lied.
It was me.
I was gonna say you
It
told
was
me
mostly him.
different.
I was
It
okay
was
either way.
me. She wanted
It
to
was
marry. She wanted the kids, but I was afraid. I went through 2 marriages already.
You told me you
Stop
wanted
getting
the
in your
No,
own
but
way,
wait, I
bro.
started getting in my way because I wanted the kids. I wanted to raise a family. I wanted to know how it felt to be in a marriage and raising the family and having kids in my life because of my past and with my 3 kids that I had. We'll get into that in a different subject. I love them to death. But now getting into this was, I bring this all, I'm a very spiritual person right now. All right. I laugh because I've always been a spiritual person and I've always known that my higher power is always with me. And I always say my higher power, it's he's a funny one. He's very funny. He goes, okay, this is what you want, this is what you're gonna get. Boom. This is what I got first. This is what you're gonna deal with. This is what you guys gotta deal with. Now, what you're gonna deal with it. Okay, boom, 7 years, boom, here it goes. She's there for you through what you're going through with your parents, what you're going through with the death of your parents, what you're going through with the death of your kids. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna put a ring on it. That's what I'm gonna do, Lord. I'm gonna put a ring on it. When I put a ring on it, these people who's in my life, right here, these 2 right here. I put a ring on it. Then these 2 beautiful kids that we have came into my life, and it showed me, and it taught me how to become a parent the right way. Not that I was a parent the wrong way, but it showed me how to become a parent.
You were healing. You
I
healed.
was healing.
Yes.
Exactly what I was doing. And every day I thanked them because at first I didn't understand it all, but now I understand that it was time for me to have kids. It was time for me to raise kids. It was time for me to just chill. Like, you got this, there's no stress. There's no turning to this and turning to that because you can't handle it. That's a different subject that I don't mind getting into that if you guys ever want to get into that. Because
He's
I'm
a bag
here.
of tricks, this guy.
I am a bag of tricks. Yes, I am. But I'm still here and I'm surviving. Because I have beautiful people around me, and and this is what it's all about.
Right. So, all right. So, like I said, we fast forward, and the kids came along. Then one of the biggest, I want to say problems, but and I don't want to call it an issue either. I guess one of the biggest challenges. How about that? With being together and being at different ages, such a big different age gap. You start to worry about health issues. And, I mean, you hear about these couples that stay together 50, 60 years, but that's a lot to even contemplate. And I know that you've had a number of health issues over the years. And again, I told you before, God bless you. I love you. Thank you. Because my goodness, just all the all the things that have occurred the past few years have been a lot, and you start thinking about your own mortality or his mortality, and how you're going to you've invested, you're with him for the long haul, but how much of that long haul is there if he's got this many health issues? That's for you. So I'd say. Hold on.
So, yeah, there's been a lot of from the time that I met him.
Sorry about the pause. We ran out of film, so to speak. But continue with what you were saying. You left off.
So I was saying that since we met, he has had several health issues, but most recently he did have a very big scare in terms of his heart.
Gamers in the house.
There are gamers in the house. Sorry about that. And luckily, they were able to save his life. But when you do put things into perspective, we've been together for over 20 years now. We've built a family. We have children. We have a home. We have responsibilities. We've had things that we've invested in together. And you know, when you think about someone's health and the person that you love possibly, you know, not being here, your partner in life, it's very scary. It's a very scary situation. You know, you just continue to, you know, always pray that you get the most out of time, if you will. You make the best out of the time every day. Because you just never know. You never know.
It's hard for me because of what I've been through and those two major health issues that I got through, you know.
Before you go on, since this has happened to him, he has expressed that he feels almost like he has less time.
Yes. I feel like I have less time. I have to be grateful. I am grateful for everything that I have. I see things different. I treat people different because I feel like this is it. You know,
Make the
like
best of
just right. Just make the best of it. You know, what comes, it comes. You know, when it comes, because from the last tragic incident that I had, yes, they did save my life. I was at work, and if it wasn't certain people on my job to be there for me, I wouldn't be here. And I'm just coming around and asking questions of how it went down. But I'm so grateful that I am around. I am grateful because of my kids, you know, because I think about how they would have been if I'm not around, because my kids are really, really, really close to me, especially my son, Mason. And my wife, how she is, and, you know, and with her, it helped out. The recovery helped out a lot, you know, and when I was brought into the emergency room, they were there before I even got there, and I was closer to the hospital than when she was coming. She was coming from White Plains. I was in New York City. And the person that was with her, the person that I didn't know was going to be with her, I just said, "Where's Jonathan?" And he peeked out and says, "I'm right here, Pop. Jonathan is my stepson." Um, that's why once I felt them there, I felt that I was okay, that I'll be all right. You know, I went through things. This is how we are. This is how our relationship is. From the first time I suffered from anxiety, you know, with the operation and all that. So when I heard them say, "We're going to have to do so and so to him," I knew right away they're going to put that tube down my throat. And that's my greatest fear. And I was like, "Oh no, they can't do this." She comes over, my wife comes over and whispers in my ears and says, excuse me for this. She says, "Shut the fuck up and let them do what you got to do." And you know what I said? "Okay, babe, I got this." And by her telling me that, I was so relaxed and so like, I got this, you know. And that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. This is why we've been together for so long, you know, not because of what the issues, what I've been through, because I'm her rock, like she's my rock. You know, we got each other's back no matter
That's what a
what.
relationship is.
You know, she's been through her issues.
Wrong, that doesn't mean
Yeah,
you're not gonna lie.
exactly. Oh, there was a lot of, you know, I know they were, you know, yeah, there was another person in my side of the family. I just remember my brother. I'm sure he was there also, you know, because it's just past issues. But I really don't care. I went into this relationship and she said, and I told her that I don't care what people think. The only people I care about is your people. And once your people opened up to me, especially your mother, that I'm closer to your mother's age than I'm with you.
You dropped that wall.
And that wall went down and she opened me up. You know, when my mother passed away in this very house that we're in right now, my mother was still in the room when we were waiting for the morgue. My mother-in-law, which I call my mother now, she came to me.
She's like everyone's mom.
Oh, yes, she is. She's everybody. Mommy
Yeah.
Loose. All
That's what
right.
they call her.
She came to me and she gave me a hug. Yes, she came to me.
She's so sweet.
She came to me and gave me a hug and she told me, "I'm your mom's now." And from that day, that's how I felt. She's always treated me like that. So why not? You know, there's a reason why I met this woman here. There's a reason why she met me. You know, I'm a rock and she's my rock. Yes, it could work out an age difference.
Mhm.
You know, you just don't have to worry about what other people think.
Don't get in your own way like he did.
Right. Exactly. You get in your own way, and other people, you listen to what other people
Yeah,
say.
you start to overthink things. And then you know, things. You're right. Things get in your head, and you'd be like, maybe this is not the right thing to do. Maybe, you know, maybe that person was right. Maybe, you know, and honestly, there's always doubt. And, you know, it almost didn't happen because, like he mentioned, when we first met, he was already in a relationship that was not working. And I made it very clear to him. I said, if, you know, I need to make sure for myself that you are sure that that relationship is not working for you, because I don't want to be the cause of, you know, breaking up anyone's marriage or relationship or anything. And I said, we just won't be together. We won't be together. And we'll just stop talking until you decide that this is what you really want. And we did stop talking for a little bit.
Bro, I felt like my heart was broken. I felt like I lost a dog. Like I lost my girlfriend for years, a wife or something I loved for so long. I was like, no, you don't understand. I got boxes in the back of my trunk. I'm ready to move.
He's like, I was ready to leave
I'm
before I
leaving.
even
Don't do
started
this.
talking to you.
Just give me a break. Give me a chance. And she was like, oh, I don't know. And I proved it to her somehow in some way. Look at where we at. You know, and one thing I know, and she can tell you that it works for us, that you need to keep people out your business.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
It's just what you go through in your family, what you go through in your relationship, you got to go through that yourself. Because if you get other people involved, they're going to look, my family will look at her different and her family's going to look at me different.
Yeah.
And we're not that person that they're thinking that we are. And that's one thing that me and her, we go through a lot, especially in the beginning. Now we know we're there, we're going like this. It's a normal relationship. Mm-hmm. You go through your ups and then you go through your downs. Yeah. But we don't go up and down no more. We go up and we go, whoa, what's going on? Okay.
We level off.
That's it. We level off.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to level off. Because if you don't learn that, no, there's something wrong.
Especially when there's an age difference.
Yes.
Especially when there's an age difference. Because you tend to get caught up in things like, well, he's older and maybe he's telling me this maybe because he knows more or he has more experience.
You're considering the other person.
Right.
You guys have to be considerate
of each other. Yes. The same way that he has to be like, well, she's younger. She maybe hasn't experienced all the things that I have. And, there can be a lot of, it can bring you a lot of trouble in a sense. But you really just have to just meet in the middle. And, you make sacrifices and you have to communicate a lot.
Yes.
That's one. If you don't have that communication, and I mean open communication, no hiding, no nothing, bro. This is what we got, bro. This is what it is.
Yep.
You have that communication, it's going to work out. It was hard for us in the beginning with the communication.
Yeah.
Because of the age gap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you were used to a certain way to handle relationships.
Yeah.
And she just started her relationship.
Yeah.
And I thought because I've been more older than her and I've been in so many
relationships.
That's where I was at.
Or so he thought.
It was like that. Until she was like, well, wait a minute. And she was like, no, it's not like that. Check this out.
Yeah.
This is how I feel. I've learned to learn to listen and say, like when they say, well, listen, this is how I feel. Mm-hmm. Because I never heard that, before. I was just saying like, like Charlie Brown.
She would know.
When Charlie Brown said, wah, 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 wah. No, this is how I feel. Mm-hmm. And now having a daughter, forget about it. It's changed my life. My eyes is seeing women different. This little girl upstairs has changed my life. It's just like, wow. I become sensitive. I become everything,
more understanding
and listening,
and just begun.
And
you're gonna learn so much more.
Exactly. Oh boy, am I learning? She's only 11 years old. Boy, got so much in front of me.
Teenage years,
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
It happens so.
I'm looking forward to it. But that's what it is, the age different. You could have the good and you could have the bad.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite part of this relationship here, ladies and gentlemen, is that you can make it work. You can make it work no matter what. Long
Yep.
distance relationship, age difference, what have you.
Yep.
You just need to make it work.
Yep.
And they're great people. Not because they're here. They're great people.
It's. I think the biggest thing that I got from that was the fact that not listening to the outside noise, because it's real easy to let the outside noise in, and the doubts and the concerns, the things you were afraid of, are being brought to you again, from a different direction. And no, if you haven't come to realize how I am, at least I very much are like, screw them. Who gives a crap what they say?
Yeah.
If this is what's right for you at this time, if this is what's making you happy at this time, if this is, then that's the most important thing.
Yep.
And like I've said it before, I was like, not everybody's family. They're just relatives at times. And, at least for me, it doesn't really matter because I'm the one that has to live with my decisions, not them. And I think that's real noble. And again, it's not an easy time at all.
Yeah.
Because we've had many discussions about that outside noise.
Mhm.
And even to this day, it can be difficult. And you were telling me earlier how you felt like, I think I'm on the right path now, or at least I always knew I had the path. I'm finally seeing it
It's
for
like
what
I
it is.
accept it now and accepting it now.
Exactly. And again, and you can veer off of it at times. It's going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
life.
Yeah. It's life.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. And you just have to remind yourself, like I've told people before, I'm like, you're in a relationship sometimes and sometimes you fall out of it, sort of. And, you sort of got to rededicate yourself to it.
Mhm.
Yep.
And it's the same
Takes work.
concept.
People don't realize
It takes
We
work.
don't do
Yeah.
that.
Nothing.
And not
A
even
lot
marriage,
of
just being with someone takes a lot of work.
Relationships
Yo,
take
man.
work.
There's no
Yes.
secret to it. There's no
No.
trick.
No.
There's no book.
It's work.
Man. It's just working to it.
Yep.
bro.
Oh, man, that drives me up the freaking wall with the whole, what's your secret? You know what my secret is? Shut the fuck
Fuck
up.
up.
That's what my secret
That's
is. When she's screaming and yelling, I need to shut the fuck up. Because let's be honest, there's a good reason for her feeling that way, whether I'm right or wrong, it doesn't matter at the time. It just matters to shut up and just let it pass, and then we'll deal with it afterwards.
Yep.
But okay. I just so we're just gonna sign off and want to thank everybody for listening.
Yes. Thank you for showing up and
Thanks for having
listening.
us.
Thank you for being on our
Don't make it a lot of
podcast.
time.
No, absolutely not.
No.
This is a juicy couple right here. Anyway, guys, please subscribe, follow,
Please.
Share,
comment,
please,
like,
yes.
share.
And I want to say, because I'm the one that looks at the numbers, I'm going to show you this in a minute.
Uh-huh.
I look at the numbers and the crazy amount that the second biggest country to listen to us now is Vietnam, of all places.
Thank you, Vietnam.
Yeah, no joke. It's the weirdest thing.
Good morning, Vietnam.
But yes. So again, thank you for listening.
Thank
and,
you.
we'll be talking to you.
Bye.